G'day guys and welcome back to RestoHub. In this episode we're doing something a little different. We're continuing off where we left off last time, and that's converting the surface rust on the underfloor pans back to good steel. Stick around. Okay guys, welcome back. We're just going to continue off where we left off last time, and that's working through the surface rust. What I might actually start doing is using the wire wheel and taking off some of these areas of paint where I left off from the chemical strip, and also areas like this, hit that with a wire wheel and then go over with the chemicals. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag today, but yeah, the intention is to just continue getting the metal looking nice like this. As you can see, it's really clean. You might recall from the last episode where we started this process. But yeah, once the whole car is done underneath, we can then look to some of those minor repairs and then start sanding and priming. So very close, very close. But anyway guys, I'll pop you on a time lapse and you can see me go. Quick update guys, as you've seen on the time lapse, I've been working at this area. Still a few stubborn spots that I need to keep going with, and you can see there's like heavy surface rust there, but it's starting to come up fairly nice. And you can see I've taken off all the paint from the seam and kept going at the surface rust, but if I zoom in closely you can still see, you know, some of those little pits that still need to be attacked. So I'll keep going with the mechanical and chemical means, and I'll bring you guys back later on for an update. So what I'm thinking, I'll probably do the driver's side of the car and then do a bit of a reveal, and then maybe do a time lapse of starting on the passenger side, and then we'll reveal that as well. So there's quite a bit of work, but it's going to sound a little odd, but it does feel a little therapeutic. Just laying under here and really cleaning up the car. So anyway, I'll catch you up a bit later on. So as you can see, we have been working the driver's side. It's looking really clean, if I must say so. There still are some stubborn spots that I'll need to go back over, but I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I mean, if you compare driver's side to passenger side, stark difference, night and day almost. Very happy with the result at the moment. If I can find some footage, I might be able to do a before and after. But what's left is basically from here backwards, so I need to go all the way back and then do the drop-offs from the quarters. It's going to be pretty interesting in here, and then of course getting there with the wire wheel. I think we'll leave it there for today. I'll keep going, but I'll wrap up the video and bring you guys back tomorrow when I pick the tools up again. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Here we are, another day, more time on the XT. So we left off on the driver's side yesterday. So you can see it's looking pretty good. Still are some sections that need to be done, so up in there and I did start working on the quarter drop-offs, but I need to get back to that. I'm thinking I might start on some easier bits and pieces today, so I'm looking at this section where the diff sits. So all the paint needs to come off the seams, and of course convert all that surface rust back to good steel. And then some of the tight to reach spots, and then of course around here, both sides. Once that's done, I'll start moving down the passenger side of the car, and then we'll come back towards the harder stuff later on. Thought I might start with the easy stuff, and then we can always tackle the hard stuff later on. Anyway, I'll pop you on a time lapse and you can see how I go. Alright, welcome back. So as you can see, I've gone over this for the first time. Y-wheeled off all the paint, well, most of it, still some bits in the corners that I need to get to. And gave it the first wipe down with DE.OX.IT. Some areas come up really good, some areas still need a lot more work, but you can see it's starting to go black, which means it's starting to eat away the rust. So I'll let this do its magic for a bit, and I'll come back for a second and maybe even a third time where it's got a lot of rust activity. Needs quite a bit of work. Like here's going to need quite a few times. Might even go over it with the Y-wheel to help it out a little bit. For the first attempt at this, pretty happy with it. Still a lot more work to go. But as you can see, this is not a quick 5-minute process. This takes a while to really clean up surface rust and get it back to good steel. But as you guys have seen throughout this video, the end result looks $1,000,000. Anyway, I'll keep going and I'll bring you guys back a bit later on and I'll give you an update. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. As you can see, I've been working pretty hard on the passenger side. This back section was probably the worst of the car, and I'm trying my best to, you know, get areas like these where the two panels join, all the nooks and crannies. That's where it's probably the hardest and the worst. But yeah, this car was pretty, I'm going to say, there's quite a bit of surface rust on here, and it was pretty stubborn to get off. And well, not was, still is. I have stepped up the game a little bit and I've gone to steel wool, so I'm applying the DE.OX.IT with a red Scotch Brite and then scrubbing with coarse steel wool. And as you can see, the results speak for themselves. So I'll keep going and bring you guys back a bit later on. I might even throw a time lapse in here soon just to change it up a little bit. But anyway, hang about and I'll be back soon. So just a quick update. I showed you guys as I was working on this section here. You probably saw the other side of this brace and it was pretty rusted out. Well, covered in surface rust. This is how this side did look, and as you can see it's come up very clean. This was probably the first of a number of applications of what I'd go over. So I don't just do it once, I do it a couple of times because there are still microscopic bits of surface rust left in the pores of the metal, and I can actually feel it with my hands. Anyway, I'll keep going and bring you guys back a bit later on for a full update of hopefully the passenger side. Stay tuned. So I'm just working on the seal panel, and of course the seat brace area, and you can see all this trapped dirt up here. This is why these old cars rust out the way they do, even new cars. When the dirt gets trapped up there and then it starts getting wet, it holds moisture, and then it turns to rust. So luckily this car hasn't got any big holes underneath, but as you can see there is plenty of dirt. And here's what came out of it as well. I mean, if you have a look on the floor here, there's just tons of dirt, and this is just one small section. So, you know, it pays to do this work in my opinion, because you're just giving the car extra life. Anyway, I'll keep going and I'll bring you guys back a bit later on for an update. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see, it's looking mighty clean under here. There still have some spots I need to go over and some detail work. So for example in the corners, some of the flanges still need to be touched up, but it's looking good. I probably will go over this one more time just to be sure, but I'm very happy with the result. So I think we'll wrap this video up now. Next video there will be a bit more of the surface prep, so converting back the surface rust back to good steel like I've done here, and then doing the final prep work before we go ahead and prime this up in epoxy primer. So yeah, let's leave it here. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. Help me reach my next target. Otherwise, have a great week. See you next time.